Well, season's greetings. It's JB here, and I'm with,
Barrington Miller.
and you're joining us for a very special holiday episode of Aftermarket. We'll be right back with you just after this beat.
Do you know my name?
Well, we're pleased to finally be back. It's been a few weeks since Barrington and I have had a chance to sit down and chat. Last time you saw us, if you watched, we were talking to Todd Minerson. We were trying to raise awareness around Movember. Both Barrington and myself went through the deed of growing some pretty nasty mustaches. But Barrington, maybe tell the people what we accomplished by doing that.
Well, we raised the equivalent of over $3,200 Canadian. That's a little shout out to Jason Paltrowitz. JP. And we want to say thank you to all the Mo brothers, Mo sisters, everybody who not only gave monetary amounts, but showed support, showed love, mowed in their own way.
Mm-hmm.
Just because the month is over doesn't mean the conversations stop. So yes, we are, our accounts are still open. We are still accepting any donations. It's it's important, but like you said, getting rid of the mustaches, they were greasy, they were grizzly. I was, I can't believe how happy I was to get rid of facial hair. And looking back, I forgot to tell you, James, I got my driver's license.
Oh, yeah.
I got my driver's license renewed and my health card renewed. So I get to look at that for the next 5 years. So thanks, COVID.
Yeah, and I got to thank COVID because I got ID'd at the liquor store the other day. Well, I was wearing my mask, and I might have even had one of my children with me. So, I kind of feel like having the kid is like a free pass.
That's, even I'm going to say something and it's going to come out wrong, but I'm going to go for it. Even if you might be younger than you should, you are probably going through enough to just let this one go.
You pulled off the perfect crime by that point. You've borrowed somebody's kid, or you've convinced someone to let you have their kid and take it to a liquor store.
Yeah,
Just give the person what they want.
I know that's gonna get edited out.
No, it's
it should. I'm not encouraging it. All I'm saying is,
no, I'm not encouraging it either.
Oh man,
I'm encouraging you to wait until the right time to have children. Let them grow up to a certain age where they can join you in the liquor store without knocking everything off the shelf, and then going to the counter and then purchasing your alcohol with or without being asked for identification. And if you just so happen to have a mustache, well, power to you. Speaking of which, we got some wicked face masks. So we were saying, probably the item of the year was the PPE, the mask specifically. So we got a local Canadian company called Funkins. My family loves these because they're Christmas themed with ninjas. Funkins also produces a bunch of other great products that maybe you can show us, Barrington.
Yep, that I definitely will. Mm-hmm. So think globally, shop locally. This originated out of a Montessori theme of zero waste. So you can get some placemats. There's some good ones. They have placemats, napkins, masks, and what I like to call the showstopper, lunch bags. So this is a pink lunch bag. This is a black and dinosaur clad lunch bag. Notice I didn't say his and hers. Notice I did not say his and hers. Just pink and black.
Because they're just bags for whoever wants to use them. Yeah,
that's it.
Well, let's talk about some of these themes. So we talked about the mask. So we wanted to reflect on part of this episode about the things that we experienced this year. I wanted to touch on a quick phenomenon that we talked about in a meeting the other day, which was this sense of time and place. So we've been in our home offices, our basements, our closets, wherever. it was only March 20 seconds ago. I mean, this concept of time has changed dramatically for a lot of people over the last few months as we've just been going through the motions, I guess, trying to get back to normalcy, which hopefully happens in 2021. Um, but I just wanted to share that concept of we even the show, we hadn't filmed it for a few weeks because we were really busy with another project. I mean, I think it's been 6 weeks since we've
I
done
was
it.
gonna say a few. This has been it's been almost 2 months.
Yeah,
It's been we filmed a Halloween November special, and next thing you know, it's Christmas.
it's
But
becoming seasonal.
it didn't feel like it felt like it, but it didn't.
Hmm.
And I was thinking more of that concept that you brought up, and perhaps it's not only I used to think it was just a physical way of your body protecting you from certain trauma. Or what could be perceived as traumatic, not necessarily in a negative way. I'm going to refer to childbirth. If, and this is what I'm told, because obviously I don't know anything. If you've been listening to this show, you realize how little we actually know. I've been told that natural childbirth, can be painful, and your body actually can't remember or doesn't allow you to remember the level of pain that you experienced, because if it did, one, you would never have kids again or try to, and we would die as a species. Um and I broke my leg, I fractured my femur, and I remember when I did it, and I remember how it felt, but I can't remember the pain of doing
Hmm.
it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, so I always used to just think it was a physical protection mechanism, survival, and all of those things. But no, your brain does it. Your brain does it as well. So
Yeah. So I guess this year has just been one big broken leg, and
one big childbirth.
we get stronger as a result of it. We won't remember a lot of the crap, but we will certainly remember some of the good. And there were a lot of good things. So one of the things I felt like we really embraced this year was connecting virtually. Which had a lot of its own merits, right? Like we had a staff meeting or party the other night, and um, it honestly didn't feel too far removed from us being in the same room together. I mean, we've all been getting used to each other, communicating through video, but I mean, it took a couple months, I think, to kind of get the cadence of it and the comfort.
Yeah,
But now we're doing it all the time, and you don't lose a lot of that connectivity. Now, not to say, and we'll talk about in a minute about meetings in the real world, but um, no, we're now doing these meetings on Microsoft Teams, and I don't know. Do you feel like you're going to continue to do these as the world continues to revert back to normalcy in the light of vaccination or herd immunity or whatever hopefully happens?
I
Hopefully.
just I think there's going to be we work at a stock exchange, and you're going to see ebbs and
Mhm.
flows and peaks and valleys. I think once everything is cool and people can travel and do all those things, everyone's not going to travel and everyone's not going to do all of those things until they feel really, really cool. So I think 2021 is not going to be that much different than 2020 as far as travel. 2022, absolutely. I think you'll see a big spike in, yeah, I will fly there. I will see you. I will do those things. But then, I remember talking to Charlie Bachtell um, back in May. Can't believe it was in May.
Yeah.
And he said what's been really cool about this experience is that he didn't have to go to Aus- Austria or Switzerland or wherever to have these meetings. And when all of this ends, he sees himself maybe going once, doing the meeting, doing a face to face, doing an initial impression, whatever, and then do it on video.
Yep.
So if you're going to fly and meet somebody 4 times, maybe you'll do it once, or 7 times, you do it once. That's what I think is going to happen. It's going to be a hybrid. because one, we don't have to,
Hmm.
and two, I think tech is also just going to get better and better.
Yeah, I mean, there's VR and AR and all these other additive ways to interact with people through digital, and it's just going to get stronger. And I agree with you. I think the personal element still matters. I mean, I feel like the breaking bread and that very human experience of spending time with people that way, it has helped us. I mean, those people that you mentioned, you got to know them through social business
Yeah,
interactions and sometimes in their homes or in our office or whatever. But then, you don't have to do it every year. It doesn't have to become a routine.
no.
You can be far more efficient over a call. That being said, I want to talk about when you do go back to work, because I think at some point we got to justify the lease payments where we work. But how many days a week? What would it take for you to book a physical meeting? Why would you do that as opposed to just throwing it on the Microsoft Teams? What's your mindset behind that?
Well, it's going to take a while for me to get there. I don't trust
Mhm.
people. I don't think people have been doing what they say they're doing, and it's clearly reflected in the numbers. It's still going up. It's still getting higher. It's now been 10 months, and it's three times. When we have three times as many lockdowns. So I don't trust people. If I'm going to meet them in person, I've met. There is one gentleman I meet socially distant, obeying all the protocols. But I know what he's doing. He knows what I'm doing, and there's that trust. But if I'm to do it in person, the room is going to have to be awfully big. The space will have to be awfully open, and I'm not opposed to it. It's going to take a while. It's going to take a while for me to get there. Um, and
Yeah.
now going into the office. Let's touch on that.
Mhm.
What's your sweet spot? What's your combo? What's your 1 day, 2 day? Are you bookending the weeks? Are you mashing it in the middle? Are you staggering? What are you doing?
Yeah. I've got a couple concepts around this. I mean, Mondays. I want to bring back Mondays.
Bring back Mondays.
Yeah. Just I just where what I do and where we work. Monday's a kind of a big tone setter for the week. So Monday, want to be back in the office, look people in the eye, have that coffee out of the coffee maker. That's number one. Um, Tuesday, I love to have Tuesday time for myself, just to kind of clean up anything from the weekend. So
Tuesday's just the runt of the litter, man.
yeah, Tuesday should actually be the third weekend day, and then Uh, but then, yeah, back in action on Wednesday, absolutely. And then, if needed, Thursday, maybe if that's more of a social day, maybe take some time in the afternoon, early evening to do dinners. I think the business dinner will make a big comeback. I'm a big fan of spending a little
Ooh,
more time around that table, doing the breaking bread.
ooh, the
Never
business
been a big
dinner.
lunch guy, but business dinners could be
No,
making a comeback.
no, I'm betting against that, James.
Yeah.
I am going the opposite way. I do not see big gathering business dinners making a comeback. I see them disappearing. I in the way that we used to do it, or the way that we think about it. Maybe
Not
there will
big
be,
ones, but spending time with people you like to do work with, right?
yeah, but
I'd
there's not.
rather do that than a meeting.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Oh,
I
there you
love
go.
meeting with food. That's the best.
Yeah, yeah. But if
But
it's not someone I work with, I go meet them for dinner. Put a hard cap at 8 o'clock or whatever, and you know, there's your outing for the week. Just
well,
one outing.
my my if I had to do a combo as far as
Hmm.
workday, it's going to I want Wednesday, Thursday. That's my Wednesday's a definite. Wednesday has to be there.
You just
It
want a
break,
5-day weekend.
it breaks up the week. It breaks it up nicely. Just splits it down the middle. Thursday, that's a night for going out and maybe socializing a bit,
Yeah.
or whatever. Tuesdays on the bench. Tuesday, like I said, is like the old Mondays. Like, I hate Mondays.
What's the day if you got to go in, you're wearing sweatpants and like a hoodie, and you're just like, yeah, I'm just here to pick something up, and bang a couple
Yeah,
things out on the computer.
I'm
And
not really here. But
yeah,
I see you
exactly.
sitting. No, you see me sitting, but I'm not here. Yeah. Please
That's
don't tell
that's the day
anybody.
we make sure the board members visit the office. And
Yeah, exactly.
so,
Uh,
so what are you wearing then? What is you being in the office on a more limited basis going to cause you to raise your wardrobe game for those 2 or 3 days that you're in? Or are you saying, okay, in a post-COVID world, no one really cares what you wear, as long as you look semi-professional, business casual is now the call to action. What do you what's your approach here?
oh, it. I think the business casual, semi casual. It's not jeans, but it's not dress pants or slacks. It's that in between, maybe a sport jacket, but maybe a t-shirt
Mhm.
underneath, or a long sleeve non-colored shirt. That's what I think. It's going to be very, very functional, very practical. I think there's bigger things that are going on in the world, and we've seen, and we're living through things that matter more than the splashy socks and the pocket squares, which I love and I miss. But given that versus the sweater with a shirt underneath,
Pretty comfy.
I'm very, very comfortable. So no, James, I do not see the comeback of the upped game as far as wardrobe. What about yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'll do the Don Draper, but the leaving the suit at the office. If it's 2 days a week, 3 days a week max, you can actually leave clothes at the office. You're not so beholden to the dry cleaner. You don't need such a deep rotation. You can go get a locally tailored suit, and have a couple of those, gray and a blue, sitting in your office. Maybe have your crisp shirts waiting for you at the cleaners. Get a nice little rotation. No big deal. Leave your shoes at the office too, because no one wants to grime up their shoes on the train. You show up to work every day, do a little superhero Superman in the closet, and you look good.
No, that's how are you getting to work though? Are you driving or are you transiting?
I'm transiting on the train. It's a
That's a
sweatsuit.
whole other kettle of fish, ball of wax. That's
Yeah, yeah. Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. We
yeah.
really don't know yet what the rules and the prerequisites will be to get on that train. But you know,
Do you know another thing
mhm.
that I'd like to thank Mr. 19 or Miss 19 or whomever this thing is. Another thing is my patience scale has shifted. So what I mean by that is I will wait outside of a supermarket in line, standing at the appropriate distances. I'll wait for half an hour, 45, an hour. I'll do it. I'll do it. My Amazon package is 30 minutes late and I'm losing my mind. Like, and I never used to order anything. And all of a sudden, oh, well, it said 2 days and now I'm waiting two and a half. What kind of garbage is this? Amazon sucks. Like, it's, I,
Well,
and I don't know what I don't know where it happened.
if you don't like Amazon, you can try well.ca.
No, I love Amazon. I'm just
Now,
saying.
Wells Canadian founded company. I know the owner or the founder. He's not the owner anymore, but we ordered 2 days ago, and a big box of stuff showed up today. And
That's
just saying,
awesome.
you don't have to go Amazon. Well.ca, check it out. Patience, incredible, the difference in traffic when we go from these different lockdowns to you know last
What
week was red, this week was gray, and
what do
which it
you
was more
what when somebody says something's locked down, does that mean people are on the road and there's traffic at 5, 6, 7 p.m., 3 p.m., 8 a.m., 7? It's a lockdown. Why is there traffic?
where are you going?
I got kids to drop off at school. Thank you, Peel Board of Education, the 2.5 hours twice a week.
Mhm.
Thanks. Thanks a lot.
There's a lot
Oh,
of people who just got stuff to do that involves
You
a
just
car.
got,
But
got
yeah,
stuff to do.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I know I got stuff to do. What do you got to do? Why are you out there? That's what I want to say to everybody.
I do feel like I now have a lockdown mode though. I'm there again, and it involves far less driving around, no dipping into malls. Even though the big box stores are still open, I'm not going in. I'm respecting that. You know what? Fundamentally, if the malls can't be open, the small businesses can't be open. Why is a big box store allowed to be open?
No, I agree with
I don't have a
that.
problem with that. Yeah.
Speaking of small businesses, James,
Yes.
Q is for Quinn. These are Canadian made
Hmm.
socks for little ones, young ones. Um, they're all organic, certified organic combed cotton. Sounds pretty natural.
Hmm.
Um, they come in a variety of colors. Excellent quality is what I'm told. Excellent quality. So Q is for Quinn. Check it out. It's Canadian. It's locally made, and these are tiny little socks.
Beautiful.
Yeah, good quality too. So, thank you to Quinn. Q is for Quinn, as well as thank you to what was it, My Funkins?
Yeah. Yeah. My Funkin. So the funky mask,
Yeah.
beautifully done. And that leads me to my my last big question here, which is what's under the tree this year. So I think our values changed a little bit this year. We talked about clothing. Um, we talk a lot about food. I was going to say that some food habits changed this year. Under the tree for me this year. Obviously, I bought my kids gifts and stuff. I don't want to go into too much detail there. They might be watching. I don't want them to find out. But what do you want, Barrington? What do you want under your tree? What does 2020 Barrington now want with
Oh,
almost a year of lockdown and COVID and pandemic behind them? What do you need under your tree?
um,
What does Santa got to get you?
there's a couple things. Some things haven't changed, like a very nice bottle of scotch. I
Hmm.
appreciate it differently. I appreciate it differently this year.
Yep.
Um, I need something to break the monotony of being at home,
Hmm.
whether it's an exercise machine, whether it's oh my god, what's that place? What's that thing called? We were just talking about it.
Tonal. It's
Tonal.
like a
Oh,
screen with bands you put up on your wall, and you just
I don't
do what it
need
tells
that,
you.
but
Yeah.
I need that. Like that will genuinely make me happy in with life. It is awesome. www.tonal.com. Check it out. You'll see what I'm talking about. Yeah, do you know what? I just need I need a little bit of time. And this isn't a comment on work, and I'm very blessed and privileged to be working. But my work life balance sucks, and
Mm.
it's been and that's my own fault. Uh, it is, like, you know. But I know I'm not alone. And I had this conversation with a lady this morning, and we were talking. She's supposed to be off. She's supposed to be off next week, and she met with her team, and they're talking, and they're like, yeah, we're off, but we're available. We're around because they got a project due at the beginning of the year.
Off but available.
Off
Famous
but
last words.
available. That's not so I need to either get better or have something make me better um about that work life balance. Like I know people and they said it's hard, but turn off your phone at 6 o'clock. You're making yourself too accessible, all of those things.
It's tough. We got West
It's
Coast here.
tough. I know, but that's the that's why that's why it's there. It's supposed to be tough. You don't want it to be easy. If it was easy, everybody was doing it. And not everyone's doing it. So that's what I want. Under my tree, I want, of course, goodwill to all men and women and health and peace in the Middle East and all of that. Sure.
Hmm.
Yeah. But if we're just talking about me, that's what I want.
Scotch and a tonal.
Scotch and an exercise machine.
There's your balance right there.
There's my balance. What about you? What does
What do I want?
JB JB want under the tree?
Yeah, I'm with you about the time thing. So being more efficient, anything I can automate or life hack at this point with kids at the house. So I did put, I wanted a Peloton, which is crazy because I used to make fun of people for buying them.
I still make fun of you.
Yeah,
I still.
I sometimes do meetings on it now. You just
Oh,
you sit on it and it tells you what to do, and you can get like 20 minutes in and you feel like you've worked out, which is amazing. And you can just hop on. It's in my living room. It's a bit of an eyesore, but
yeah.
it's
Who
working
cares?
out.
Who
Who
cares?
cares? I mean,
Who
the home
cares?
is now sort of like everything, right? So it's a gym, it's an office, it's a playpen, it's a
Yeah.
kitchen, it's a dining room, everything.
Hmm.
Yeah,
That's a great business. You're onto something with a business idea.
just build houses that are just one big ass room and just have
No,
food show up to my front door and put a
I'm
bike.
serious. You're onto a business idea. If the new interior designer, decorator, remodeler, whatever you want to call it,
Mhm.
like make this my new world. Like, you know what I mean? Instead of having your separate rooms and okay, this is fluid now. Basement isn't basement. Basement is office and workout and maybe you throw in a cot down here. Just
A production studio and
for
there's a bed
production.
in there.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, look, it's yeah, under my tree there's that and other you know what? Just hook a brother up with some socks. My wife keeps stealing mine. You know,
Socks. Q is for Quinn. Got
she was
small feet, James. Got
hook
small
me up
feet.
with some socks and other than that, I think what I've learned this last year is I don't need a whole lot, but I do like the creature comforts and anything to get me and my family fed that doesn't take more than half an hour of my day to prepare. I will. That isn't going to cost me takeout prices, and we'll save that topic for another episode because we have to wrap. But home delivery and food, we still got some work to do on that for a later episode.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm.
okay, so one programming note. This show, you're watching it arguably on CSE TV. You might be watching it on the Aftermarket YouTube channel. So one way or another, this is where the future episodes will likely show up, is on the Aftermarket show. We've got so many good things happening on the CSE TV channel. We're trying to keep it focused on certain things. And we're going to move the show to Aftermarket on YouTube. We're going to have our own content here. We're going to have probably a different mix of things. Barrington, we embarked on something new, and we embarked on a lot of new things in 2020.
Yeah.
For all the crazy things that happened, it pushed us into some really fun new places, and really appreciate being on the journey with you throughout all of this.
Well, thank you, James. And the same goes to you. Thank you to our families for putting up with us and putting up with this. Thank you to our audience who support, who we said, you send us stuff, we'll wear it, we'll promote it. And since we said it, it's been non-stop. But we do thank you. We try to have something that's a little bit businessy, a little bit just talking, just trying to connect and have that human element and show some of our personalities, not just us, but the place that we work and represent, that has given us and allowed us to have this platform. So
Absolutely. Okay, well, I appreciate that. I'm James Black. This is Barrington Miller. And until next time, we'll see you in 2021. Thanks for watching and Merry Christmas.
take care.